Working on my 1987 Porsche 944 Turbo, and tore it all apart, engine out of there, and doing some work on the engine, whole engine rebuild, putting back together, got the head on. The next thing I'm going to do is do the timing, cam tower and that, get all that put together and line up the alignment for the timing belts. There's two belts I gotta put on. Here's one now. Put on the head tonight. Put on the crossover pipe for the exhaust manifold that comes over here to the turbo. That's not on yet. It's gonna go right there. So far, so good. A lot of work. This here is the belt automatic adjuster. The spring tension. There's tension on the belt. This pulley here and this one up here, they're both balance shaft, so it's just a long rod, about 18 inches long with weights on it, so it spins the, balance out the engine when it's running, make it smoother. So it has that belt there, and then it has a separate belt that goes up to the camshaft up top here. So it's two different belts. The adjuster's only on the camshaft belt. There's the water pump, new water pump right here. Pulley. What else? Put all new bearings, main bearings, all new connecting rod bearings. The head's been rebuilt. Had the crankshaft polished. Had the whole block looked over and cleaned. A couple of things, that's kind of things I couldn't do. I did all the only thing I sent out the parts to be cleaned and polished, but assembling the whole thing I did myself. So far, it got stuck anywhere really. It's pretty heavy. It's all these accessories on there. So my game plan is to put it back in the engine in the car from underneath and lift it up with this lift again and wheel the thing underneath. Used about 19 different colors. Can be a psychedelic car when it gets done. Got all these other parts over here I need to go back onto. Let's figure why I have it apart, might as well paint it up. Used a special head gasket, all a wide, fire wide ring, so all the rings around each piston is a thicker metal ring than the stock gasket to keep it from blowing a head gasket. That's all torqued down, and there's the turbo. That's the next thing. Gonna tear that apart and rebuild it before I put it in. I don't think there's anything much wrong with it, but since I have it out of the car, I might as well rebuild it. And there's a kit around here somewhere. Oh, it's right here. This kit right here. Kit for it. I didn't want to upgrade or anything like that. The turbo is really expensive to change anything like that. I did a chip, I did a fuel pressure regulator higher and different injectors, and change the amount of boost. It's going to hold the boost a little longer. But I don't want to do too much more. I think that's about it. So the turbo goes right here. Right in this area here, it connects to here. It's oil, so it's oil fed from down here. Return line back into the oil pan. You can see I try to take off everything. I try to mark everything because it's hard to remember how all these things go back together. This tightened it up, marked it, but I have to take it off. Had to order a couple more O-rings that I didn't have the exact size. So I need to do that, and then this nut bolt here. So I have to buy one tomorrow. So far coming along. This thing here is the knock sensor detonation. And looking at that, I don't know if I have that in the right spot. I'll look at it again. I think it might go over here. I think it goes right there, but I'll have to look at my picture when I tore it apart. Either way, it's going to be mounted there to sense any knocking goes on. I don't think it really matters, but I'd make sure I put it back where I got it from. Got the flywheel resurfaced and put that on because obviously it's on this engine stand. Can't wait to get it done. It's huge kits of parts, nothing's marked, labeled, anything. It's like figuring it takes longer to figure things out where they all go, but this is left where it's like all this trash down here, all these gas, all this. I'm gonna take a picture of that and post it on the web for when I get done. There's the other belt from Germany. Good to have a good shop manual. This is a regular one, a Haynes. This other one I got on CD, like the mechanics use, and I printed it out and put it in a binder. Gotta have stuff like this, and you start tearing these engines apart. It's just them Haynes manuals don't tell you everything. So there's a steering rack underneath. That's the cam tower. Flywheel, clutch, pressure plates in there. And that's about it.